What is up, my bros and twins? We're back with another video today. And today seems a little interesting, very, very different, webcam. You see the mouse and everything, the tier list, a website. I got a PC now. That's what I was talking about in my last video, upgrades. We're making upgrades. Sorry that I haven't posted in a month. I'm very, very sorry. I wanted to come back, but I didn't know how. I didn't know if I wanted to come back if I, when I get my PC, or if I should just post anyway, but I figured I create this video first. And today we're just ranking years, and my birthday was 2 days ago. This was recorded on the 8th. I figured since I turned 19, we rank the years, I rank my 19 years of living on this earth. Now I'm gonna exclude anything past 2013 because I don't remember anything from 2010 through 2013. I remember some from 2014. Let's get started with the rankings. So 2014, B tier. The reason why I put this at B, I was in elementary school, I was very young. I went outside a lot, but I didn't go hanging out like I am now, by myself or with friends and all that stuff. This was when I was playing video games. I was playing games like Minecraft. It was Minecraft PS3 edition. I had a Minecraft, Skyrim, Oblivion. I had Call of Duty on there one time. And overall, it was just a peak experience on the PS3. I wasn't on multiplayer that much. I couldn't really get into the multiplayer because I was laggy. I didn't really have the best internet back then, but I still had that multiplayer experience. I think this was roughly when the PS4 released, PS4, Xbox One. So, wonderful games were coming out. We had YouTubers that I watched. I was watching YouTubers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. I watched my Minecraft YouTubers like DanTDM. He was one of my favorite Minecraft YouTubers, so, Who else did I watch? I can't really remember much from 2014, but I remember I watched FNAF 2. That was when I got into the series. I think I was around kindergarten to first grade. So overall, I say it was a pretty solid year. B tier is worthy of the spot. By the way, this is going off of my opinion. If your opinion is different, I would actually like to see your opinion. Just post it around, the community rank. Post it either on here, or you can post it in the comment section. I'll look at the comments, reply to them, since I'm not really big. I'm not really 100% big on YouTube, and hopefully I make it there, But anyway, 2015, I say it's also a B tier, but above 2014. I remember so much from 2015. We had FNAF 3 releasing. This was when I was watching Cory X Kenshin, Jacksepticeye. I was watching popular MMOs. I was playing a lot of Minecraft. Minecraft was a bit a big game during that time. Very, very big game, That was prime childhood, as well as Five Nights at Freddy's, man. I was around 8 years old in 2015, and I was playing more and more games. My personal life in 2015 was low-key actually kind of great, which is why I kind of want to put it in A tier, but I think it's best at B tier because it's that year 2014 where I don't remember much, but at the same time I still remember a lot. Once again, prime YouTube. I think Vine was a big carry for these two. Only instead I didn't have a phone, I couldn't watch Vine. I was only able to watch it through YouTube. YouTube came from my mom's phone. I would always take my mom's phone and watch it off of her, but that was until around 2016 or 2017 when I had a PS4. I downloaded YouTube on my console and I was watching shit every single day. There's not a lot that I remember from 2015 rather than the ice bucket challenge. I remember my teachers in elementary school did it actually. We had to vote. We had to see who to vote, and I picked my GOAT, my PE teacher. He's the one that went on there because everybody loved him. He was a GOAT PE teacher, and he's the one that got to do the ice bucket challenge. But yeah, once again, 2015, I say it was an excellent year. I say it was an excellent year. I'm trying to think what else happened in 2015 before I leave, because honestly, most of my time, being these, being a kid in these types of years, I was, inside of the house, but at the same time, I would go outside, play a little bit of tag, play a little bit of football or basketball, playing catch with the football, not actually running, but basketball, I would shoot hoops. There's not a lot that I remember. I do remember actually going to California, in 2015. That was December like towards the end, and I remember riding down a hill with this like a scooter, and it was like the funnest thing ever because of how fast it was going. It was scary, but at the same time it was really fun. To leave it off, 2015 B tier. Moving on to 2016, everybody's favorite year of all time. 2016, well, let's talk about this. Don't hate me on this. It's gonna go in A tier. Now, the reason why I was 9, I vaguely remember a lot of things like the mannequin challenge. I had a sister who was like a teenager in these years. She would take me out. I would usually hang out with her friends, and it was like a fun time. I remember like hearing songs like Black Beatles, one of the Justin Bieber songs. But yeah, my personal thoughts on 2016, a great year. It's close to S tier. It is close, but A tier, I think it should stick in A tier just because I was like 9 years old. I had like thoughts, like I actually saw like the world, of course, but I don't really like, remember a lot. Anything else coming from 2016? I think we had Overwatch. Overwatch was like actually like kind of popular. Like it was like the big game. Like that was the game that fit to 2016. 2016 had like a vibe to it in summertime. I felt like when my summer vacation was in 2016, I actually went outside more. The YouTube side of things, there was like, vlogs and stuff. Logan Paul was big. We had Guava Juice doing a little Coca-Cola challenge in the bathtub or whatever. That is peak. And we had Red Hatter. Bro, like there was a lot of YouTubers that I found in 2016 that, entertained me. Like my final thoughts on 2016. If there was an an A plus, it would go into A plus. So imagine A, like the A that 2016 is in, as an A plus, and imagine 2015 as like a B plus. All right, 2017, this year is something else. Kinda had like its own vibe, sort of, that had the same vibe as 2016. We had Fortnite releasing towards like the end of the year, like the Battle Royale version around like August or September or something like that. I don't really remember much from the beginning of 2017, but towards like summer and towards it, where did I go? It's like summer and winter times. Like I remember going outside July the 4th. I live in Florida, so things down here, I would remember going on boats and shit. I would be in lakes, it would always be like a party. Like, dude, the parties in 2017 and 16 hit different. These parties were like sort of for everybody, like for old people, for teenagers and kids. Like, I remember trying to hang out with the teenagers and they would always back me off because I was like 10 years old. 2017 is another banger year. It's going at an A+. I feel like this goes at S. I remember the solar eclipse happening in 2017. That blew my mind. I never knew anything about it until that year. I remember looking outside and it was dark and I was like, damn. It was a solid year in my opinion. 2017 should have just been like its own year, but at the same time it was like a mix. Like, it was a mix. It had the 2016 in it, if you get what I mean. I don't think I was into YouTube that much in 2017. I was still watching Corey and Markiplier and Dan TDM and shit, which, in all honesty, was peak. 2018, immediately, I almost put 2019, immediately S tier. Oh my goodness gracious, 2018, it's this like, 2018, like when I'm thinking about it, I just want to like get out of the chair. Like 2018, it's its own year. Like, I don't care how old I was 11. I had so much fun. I had so much fun in 2018. The beginning of it, Fortnite. I played a lot of Fortnite. I didn't get the battle pass because my parents didn't trust me with money during the time. I couldn't get any of the battle passes until Christmas time, which sucked. I was this close to getting the season 6 battle pass. It was towards Christmas time when I got my first battle pass. I still bought skins like when it was my birthday. I didn't really do much in summer 2018. It was like just low-key a calm summer. I was on YouTube that much. I was. The YouTubers during the time were actually really, really great. Ninja, C-Day, Fearless, Tfue. We had like the whole gang, like the whole Ninja gang, like, Dr. Lupo, Tin the Tatman, Courage JD. I remember I'm still excited about 2018 because I just want to be like Speed. Because 2018, it's like in its prime. Because 2018 is the definition of prime. Towards the end, that's when TikTok released, and I remember watching that Quirk Sketching video. That video was so funny. It was like, you a whole ass grandma doing this. He was like this. He was legitimately like, because this. You just gotta make this kid friendly. Bro, we're making this video like 2018. We need to stop. We need to move on to 2019. Because 2019, in the middle between these two, this was when I was starting to get into movies. And like, you know, I mean, I got into Marvel during the time too. Like I watched Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire ones, but I didn't watch anything else. Like, you know, Iron Man or Captain America. I was always interested in Spider-Man, but then during 2019, like after the Infinity War hype, I was like, damn, I should watch these shows, and I was watching them, and I got invested. I got invested into those types of like movies. They were movies, not shows. 2019 also had Stranger Things. It was like the true definition of the 80s. I think summer was the best time in 2019 because it did release around summer, like around July-ish, I think. And overall, it was just like a relaxing year, kinda. It was like kinda chill. TikTok was not in its prime. We all hated it. We all hated TikTok back then, let's be honest. Because like of the amount of cringe stuff that were on there. I think Fortnite released a chapter 2 stuff in 2019, like towards October-ish, when they destroyed the old map. Dude, that black hole event, oh my goodness gracious, longest 2 days of my life. And then like it had TSM Myth like losing his mind. He was like, the numbers. He had like alien stuff on his head. That was like the last time I heard of Myth. I never saw him ever again after that one. I don't know what happened to him. I don't even know if he's still posting. 2019 on its own year, it deserves at the A spot. Now we're going to 2020. People are getting nostalgic over it now. I'm seeing it, but at the same time, like I didn't really like 2020. It started off bad, like with Kobe dying, and then around March, the pandemic happening. I was 13 during the time. That was like the start of my teenage years, and then we already went on quarantine, a lockdown drill. Deaths were happening. Like it was not a good start for 2020. It's low key. It's close to. I mean, where I'm gonna like put it in the middle, but it is gonna go down to F. If there was an E tier, it deserves to be on E tier because quarantine was actually kind of fun, but at the same time stressful because, oh boy, man, those online schools were rough. But they were funny too. They were funny because like I remember my friend was like trolling on there most of the time. I don't know how he is now, but 2020 overall was just, it goes down to F tier. Or E tier. Imagine it as E tier, but we're still gonna leave this at F. Overall, the year just didn't really go well. Now, I didn't mention this in 2019, but that's when Corey left, and you know, if Corey didn't leave, then I would have put this at S because Corey is like one of my top favorites. He left during 2019, and I thought he was never going to post ever again. He came back at the wrong year. He left at the wrong year and came back at the wrong year. Like, honestly, like, he carried 2020, which is, it's making me want to put it at C tier, but I think it stays at F, like a solid F, because overall, like, I don't think 2020 wasn't really that good at all, to be honest. TikTok, like, was actually starting to become, like, funny. It was, like, the next Vine, you know? Everybody was posting funny stuff. It wasn't just about singing or like, you know, and honestly, you know, it just overall wasn't really a good year, but at the same time, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't horrible. Like, it wasn't the worst year of my life, which we're gonna get there soon. I don't know. Honestly, I want to put it at C, but I think F is where it belongs because C tier is gonna go to 2021. 2021 was boring. I'll admit it. It was the most boring year of all time. We still had quarantine. COVID was around. Honestly, not a lot of things came out, not a lot of games. Like, no matter what I found interesting, nothing was interesting. I mean, I guess you can say June of 2021 was when Sea of Thieves released Jack Sparrow, and I was like, wow, man, I actually like Pirates of the Caribbean, and I loved Sea of Thieves. But that wasn't the best month. The best month of 2021 was December, because the vibes were different. We had, like, songs that were so good. Like, you know, the little Rockstar song that was, like, fitting into Fortnite or whatever. When Fortnite Chapter 3 released, the island you once knew as flipped. That deserves that, like, that's top 3 moments of 2021. And we also had Spider-Man No Way Home. The hype was crazy. People would go out and leak it. We wouldn't believe it. And then all of a sudden, it started to like connect, and we were like, oh, Andrew Garfield and Toby are gonna show up in this movie. What a wonderful experience. I don't understand the hate. Like, people are starting to hate it now, and they're like, oh, the reason why it's good is because of Andrew Garfield and Toby Maguire in it. Bro, there's more to that movie than you gotta rewatch it when you learned about the responsibility stuff. And back to Spider-Man, actually, back to 2018. We're gonna talk about 2018 for another hour. Spider-Man, the game, and Into the Spider-Verse. Oh my god, bro. Both of those releasing at the same year. Oh my goodness gracious. Into the Spider-Verse, when Sunflower released, I always listened to that song every single day, no matter what. I would even listen to it at school. I wasn't even allowed to. I wasn't allowed to go on YouTube and stuff. And I still listened to it. I never played the games because I didn't have a PlayStation back then. But I would always watch, like, you know, Dan TDM playing it. Or Corey. Corey did play it too, but he didn't complete it. Let's not get carried away to the 2010s. All right, we're gonna go to 2022. This year's in a mix. All right, 2022 is in a mix, which honestly I would put 2022 in the middle of 2015 and 2014. The beginning of it, like here, I'm gonna say this right now. I think February until September, that was the best time to be in 2022 because first off, February, Elden Ring. That game, when that released, I wanted to play it so bad. I got it. I don't regret playing that game. That game, it changed. It kind of like changed me. Like not like changed me. I would say like it kind of changed my view on games. Elden Ring was like that game. I'm glad it won Game of the Year. I get so much nostalgia from Elden Ring, my first playthrough, and when I completed it I was like, damn, it's over. I got all the endings. I 100% of the game, believe it or not, 3 times. Well, I didn't 100% it. I only 100% it once in 2022. Then I did it again in 2023 and I did it again in 2024, so it was like once every, like, you know, year. Then we moved on to spring was all right, you know. There was like TikTok was at like, you know, a really like funny point, I guess. I don't know, when did they release slideshows? Was that towards the end? I think it was. But we had videos that were like duets and shit. Announcements were coming out, like Stranger Things season 4. Summer of 2022. Summer, second best summer of the 2020s. First best is 2023, which we're gonna get in a second. Summer was so fun. Like, I was hanging out a lot more with my friends. COVID was like dying down, like slowing down. We weren't like having to worry about masks and stuff. And overall, like, that time in 2022 was the best time to live in. I was in 8th grade graduating, and then we moved on to freshman year during that time. I think it'd be better if I took off my glasses so I could focus. But honestly, it was such a fun time and a funny time too. But then bad stuff, like a lot of bad stuff happens like during September, like towards the end of it. Hurricane Ian came by in Florida and it flooded my house, and it was a bad time to live in. It really was. Like, I was depressed, I was sad. But then my happiness came back around November, to be honest, because I went on TikTok, I saw God of War Ragnarok releasing, and I was like, damn, bro, that's releasing soon. And then, like, you know, we saw the edits. It was always Elden Ring versus God of War. Whoever won Game of the Year won. Thank God it was Elden Ring. I'm a defender of Elden Ring since day one. I wanted that shit to win Game of the Year, and I'm proud that it won. It deserved it. It 100% deserved it. Let's let God of War take the spot for November, because God of War Ragnarok, that low-key made me happy again because of all the edits and stuff. And I couldn't play it. I honestly saw videos. I didn't see the ending during the time, but I did see Corey play it. And then towards the end, I think it was this, like, I think December was there in the time when I was moving into a trailer, or that was January of 2023. So since we're in January of 2023, we're gonna move that to S tier. Almost close to being in 2018 actually, but it's going over here. Now, let me tell you, 2023 till March, all the way till December. Though that's what makes 2023 2023. It had a perfect vibe to it in 2023. I think that's when Resident Evil 4 released, like the remake, and TikTok had slideshows, like, you know, it was all funny. All of it was funny. Oh my god, the amount of games that were releasing this year, like, we had so much hype. We had hype for the Mario movie. The Mario movie released around April, and that's, like, that was also a peak time too. March and April were like the best times for spring of 2023. May was alright, but I was like leaving freshman year around May, like to start off summer 2023. And let me tell you this right now, summer 2023, that is the best summer of the 2020s. Best summer of all time. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse releasing. The amount of edits, the amount of videos that I saw, the cliffhanger. Cherry on top, I guess, if you can say that. That 2027 is gonna be next year, and Spider-Verse is releasing. We're finally gonna see what's up. And dude, that's what made 2023. I can't, like, summer is either second or the best for 2023. And, you know, we had songs that were like making a comeback, like I Wonder by Kanye, and like, bro, getting out of my freshman year of high school and hearing that song, like, bro, it was such a good time. And July, don't get me started on July, bro. Fortnite Only Up, that, like, bro, I remember playing that, like, Only Up was, like, low-key gas. And this was when Kaisenet was, like, kind of growing. Like, it was around 2023, like, in the beginning of it. I knew him since 2022, but, you know, 2023, I think that was his year, to be honest. Kaisenet's year, 2023. Then towards like October, like when I tell you about October, winter and fall of 2023, we had a stacked month for October. We had Invincible Season 2, Spider-Man 2, the game, Loki Season 2. I'm telling you this right now, October was like a time to live in. It really was. And then the final cherry on top, towards the end of October, like around the 31st, or like the 1st of November, or the 1st of November, OG Fortnite. The teaser that we saw for OG Fortnite, that blew my mind. And honestly, that was such a perfect way to end 2023. And this is why I put 2023 as an S tier, because of all the stuff that happened. And I was also so happy during the time. I didn't go back in my house until 2024. Even then, like after losing my house and living in that trailer, I was the happiest. I was so happy in 2023, and everything was so funny. Towards December was when I was like starting to feel down, like I was overthinking a lot. And then now we're gonna get to the worst year of my life. 2024. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it at all. I don't want to talk about this shitty ass year. I really don't. This is going below 2021. 2020, hey, focus on this. 2021 is still at an E tier. E as an elephant. This is going like 2024's got to go in its own category. Bottom 5 years of all time. Actually, no, not even bottom 5. Bottom 1. Bottom 1. I'm telling you, the amount of shit that I don't want to get into it. I really don't want to get into it. We're leaving this here. In my personal experience, I was depressed. I was really depressed. I was so down. Bro, I'm telling you this right now, like, this deserves that an F tier, and it deserves in its own category as the worst year of all time. Dog shit, it deserves in hell. It deserves to go in hell. Then it went better off in 2025, which we're going to end it off at a C tier. Above 2020, but below 2021. The beginning of 2025, I say around February until July, like, that's what makes 2025 a good year. Invincible Season 3. Invincible Season 3 released on my birthday. The minimum of 3 episodes released on my birthday. And then after that, Invincible Season 3 was so peak. And then we also had the Minecraft movie releasing in April. The Minecraft movie, bro, the vibes that we brought back, it was so nostalgic. And at the same time, it was such a perfect time to live in too. But then towards the end of 2025, like around September until like November, December, it went total dog shit. We had so many deaths happening. Like it was absurd. I hated that so much. I will admit, my time in October, November were like the best times. At the same time, I honestly didn't like 2025. And it deserves at a C tier. I would put it at B, but like the reason why I would say B is because of the Minecraft movie and Invincible Season 3. We also had Night Ring releasing, Elden Ring Night Ring, the multiplayer one. That was also fun to play. Oh, by the way, I also forgot to mention 2024. The one thing that carried in 2024 was December and the Elden Ring DLC. The Elden Ring DLC was the only thing that made me happy in 2024. And then I got happier during the end of 2024 because I was glad that the year was ending. And I was excited for 2025. And the beginning of it did not disappoint, but at the same time, towards the end, it really disappointed me. And honestly, it sucks that it wasn't the year that I wanted it to be. Now that we're into 2026, I'm hoping that 2026 is like the new 2023. The new Mario movie, like the Galaxy Mario movie, the Galaxy one, releasing in April Fool's. I don't believe in that release date. I'm hoping summer is gonna be peak. I really hope it is. We also have my most anticipated movie and my most anticipated game of all time, Avengers Doomsday, releasing in December. I'm hoping Avengers Doomsday is like at least like a 4-hour or to 3-hour minimum movie, and I hope they explain a lot that will lead up to Secret Wars. It is made by the same writers who made Infinity Wars, so let's hope that this one is a banger. I hope that Doctor Doom is going to be like a wonderful villain. And now we're going to move on to the big one, GTA 6. And honestly, like we heard that there is marketing happening in summertime, but honestly, like we honestly don't know if it's gonna release in November. We don't know. Like, I honestly think it's gonna get delayed again. I hope it doesn't, because I want 2026 to save us. I want it to save us so bad. Like, the amount of stuff that's coming out, it's going great, but there is a problem that is happening at the beginning of it. You know, a lot of problems, you know, a lot of things releasing. I don't want to get into that really. I really hope that 2026 goes out as planned. You know, if it does, then 2026 deserves to be either at one of these two. But anyway, I hope y'all like the video, and I hope y'all like this beautiful ranking of mine, this wonderful ranking of all these years, because honestly, this is my personal ranking once again. If you guys want to share your ranking, you can leave it down in the comments. So my bros and twins, if you like this video, just leave a like down below. It helps a lot. Subscribe too. Subscribing helps me too to keep growing, have more confidence in me to post more and become the next big YouTuber. And comment down if you want to see stuff new, because yes, I have a PC now. I can finally record fully. I don't have to like keep clipping a 3-minute clip on this PlayStation over here. I can get a capture card and I can record on there if I want to. I have a face cam so y'all can see my face, and these wonderful glasses that I keep putting on most of the time. And yeah, this is a new year for MSTM Outlet, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.